you have already completed a year in Thane. So what made you come to Thane?
The main reason behind financial planning center, we have a vision that a individual or a customer should meet their qualified financial advisor.
This sounds very interesting, like the money sign. What is this money sign basically?
MoneySign is like a scientific assessment. It's like a psychological assessment. Like it's a patented in India as well as in US also.
Will they find a one-stop solution to all their financial needs?
We are not selling any product first of all. The main product which we have at One Finance is our advice. Financial advisory is our product.
नमस्कार, मी निखिल बल्लाळ. ठाणे वैभवच्या एका पॉडकास्टमध्ये आपलं पुन्हा एकदा सर्वांचं मनापासून स्वागत. आज आपण वन फायनान्स सेंटरला आहोत, जी एक फार मोठी भारतातली एक फायनान्स प्लॅनिंग कंपनी आहे. सो वी आर हिअर ॲट ठाणे टू डिस्कस विथ देम बिकॉज दे कम्प्लिटिंग 1 year this September and they have lot of plans, vision, and they have already done lot of things in last 1 year. So we'll be discussing all this with the head of the finance advisory of One Finance. So today we have with us Mr. Akhil Rathi. So he is with us आणि आपण त्यांच्याशी बातचीत करणार आहोत आणि आपले जे मनातले प्रश्न आहेत फायनान्सशी निगडीत ते आपण त्यांच्याशी दिलखुलासपणे आज आपण त्यांच्याबरोबर गप्पा मारणार आहोत. सो सर्वप्रथम अखिलजी, आपलं मनापासून स्वागत ठाणे वैभवच्या पॉडकास्ट चॅनलमध्ये. सो फर्स्टली आय वुड लाईक टू आस्क यू, लाईक यू हॅव ऑलरेडी कम्प्लिटेड अ year in Thane. So what made you come to Thane? मतलब Thane as a market, how do you see this market overall?
First of all, thank you, Nikhil, for having me, and thanks to you and your company, ThaneVaibhav. See, the idea, the reason behind of having a financial planning center in Thane, Thane is a growing and aspirational hub for many individuals as well as for families. The main reason behind financial planning center, we have a vision that a individual or a customer should meet their qualified financial advisor. Because when you are meeting your advisor, it's like a doctor and customer relationship. When you are meeting a doctor, you have a trust in a doctor. The doctor is giving some medicine. Similarly, when you are meeting a financial advisor, you should meet your advisor in person so that your conversation will be fruitful. An advisor can understand your needs properly so that we can guide the customer in a proper way after understanding needs and all. So in-person connect, and like Thane is a growing ways, the way the infrastructure is going on, the people are coming from Mumbai to Thane for living and all, and the way corporates are also coming to Thane. So Thane is an aspirational and, like, I would say, a big hub for young individuals.
Great. Like how the year has been so far, like how Thane has treated you, because Thane has a different culture.
Yeah.
It has a unique identity altogether. So how do you see, like, when the interactions happened here in Thane, when the customers came, they interacted with you all, how was the overall experience?
See, so far the response is very strong. Like we have done like consultations for more than 1,000 families in Thane area, and like in terms of total value and under advisory, we have close to around 18,700 crores all over India level. So the response is very good. Like we have implemented some in tournaments, we have done some workshops in some societies, and even in our center also we are doing workshops on different topics. So people are understanding the main problem people are having in terms of education. Like people are not knowing about what is holistic financial planning. So at One Finance, the main objective is terms of educating people. Like people should learn what products they are having, what investments they are having. So education plays a very important role, and we are focusing on holistic financial planning. So far the response is very good.
As you rightly said, like education is lacking, and
Yeah.
still it is lacking. Many people don't know what is actually financial planning. And at times people don't have that much of time also to devote for financial planning in this hectic life schedule and all. So still they are that is why they are practicing the traditional advisory things which they have been doing so far. Like आप एक literacy कैसे उनको communicate कर रहे हो या awareness कैसे आप बना रहे हो उनमें?
Nikhil, very important in India, financial literacy plays a very important part. Like many people in India are still literate. Like people don't know what are investment products, and many people know about investment products, but they just see कि investment is only the financial planning. If I talk about stock market, if I talk about mutual funds, if I talk about equity as an asset class, people will always say कि हाँ मैंने मेरा financial planning कर लिया, but you have not done the financial planning. You have done the investment planning. What about the liability planning? What about the estate and will planning? What about cash flow planning? So all these things plays a very important part. So at One Finance, we always say कि you have to see the financial planning from holistic view. Suppose, say, I'll give you just a single example. If you're holding a loan, if you're having a loan of around 12%, and if you're having an asset which, like for example, you are having an FD of 8%, So it's not a good strategy to have a 12% loan and a 8% FD. It's better to close that loan from that FD.
Right.
So all these holistic advisor will check and will see the customer profile and accordingly we guide.
इसमें ना बहुत confusion भी होता है at times because there are so many advertisements which are running here and there and now again the WhatsApp university, social media इतना active है, people try to gather a lot of information from here and there. So at times क्या होता है कि कई बार लोग confuse होते हैं, like there is lot of like people get perplexed at times कि क्या decision लेना है, कब लेना है, is it a right time to invest now or later? मतलब कई बार लोगों को लगता है maybe I am too early to invest in anything. तो इसका right time क्या होता है? When to start? How to start?
See, very important habit. Habit plays a very important, चाहे वो हमारा personal lifestyle habit होगा या we can go for a individual habit in terms of investments and all. So right time is very, very important. See, once you start earning money, you should always have a habit of investments. You should always have a habit of proper financial planning. Suppose if you're earning around 20,000 also, but whatever amount you are earning, you should see ki how much you should spend, how much you should save. So that is very, very important. So saving comes first, expense comes later. But in some scenarios, see, in YouTube, you have seen a lot of reels in terms of that invest in equities, invest in gold, but it depends upon your lifestyle also. Suppose you're earning 50K in Mumbai area, specifically in Mumbai area, but due to the education code and inflation cost and all, you won't be able to save too much money and all. But if you are earning 5 lakhs, then you will be able to save more money and all. So it depends upon your lifestyle. So lifestyle based planning is also plays a very important role. If you see YouTube, people will say about 50, 30, 20, 50% needs, 30% want, 20% saving. But you have to understand, a need is a need, a want is a want. A need can be a Samsung phone also and a want can be an iPhone Pro also. So that is very, very important. Education plays a very important role. And if you have started earning, you can do your financial planning.
So how is like one finance very different from others? Like जैसे हर एक का कुछ ना कुछ USP होता है. There is a unique selling point. So अगर कोई customer यहाँ पर आता है, तो how is the experience overall? How do you guide them? What are the unique services which you offer them? See, do you sit with the entire family and discuss like उनका long term goals वगैरह सब discuss किया जाता है, like उनके dreams क्या है, goals क्या है? Because I'm sure कि everyone has a different goal, dream. तो कैसा रहता है overall experience?
Yeah. See, if you see our center, we have a large rooms where family, like we have some cases where the family have also come, like with their children, with their wives, like husband with their wives and all. So the idea of creating this center that you can come with your family and you can have a family level discussion with the advisor. And very important, if someone is coming with the priorities, with the goals, so an advisor will see whether it's realistically possible or not. See, generally people say, I want to retire very early. But if you're retiring at 45, what about the rest 45 years? So that is very, very important. So like generally, if we say ki my advisor is not good or I am not happy with my advisor advice, see, your advisor is showing the reality to you. So that is very, very important. Suppose similarly, like if you go to a doctor, if you are diabetic, doctor will say you should not have gulab jamun. Similarly, if your cash flows are not good, your advisor will definitely say don't go for loan, don't go for your wants. You just focus on your needs, just focus on your investments and savings and all.
Right. Are we targeting any particular segment, like as far as Thane is concerned, like which is the one segment which is actually coming to you very frequently?
See, in terms of like as I told you, young growing individuals, they are coming with their families and they are individuals. See, in terms of like we have a target base, we have a lot of IT people who are coming for financial planning because they don't have too much knowledge in terms of finances and all, like how to manage and all. We have a lot of customers from across India, especially Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, as well as in Thane and Mumbai area. So we have a lot of customers. In terms of your last question, one thing I missed out, like in terms of the unique things what we are doing at One Finance, we have created a psychological assessment, which is MoneySign. Like it's like we understand who are you. Who are you in terms of your financial personality.
Okay.
So that is very, very important. We understand your financial behavior score. And all the advisors, like across One Finance, as well as like those who are doing holistic financial planning, they should always focus on customer behavior. They should be like a customer behavior coach. It's like a coaching thing that if I have understood your behavior, definitely I will work on it. Yes.
Right. This sounds very interesting, like the money sign,
Yeah.
which you said. Like this, I have heard for the first time,
Yeah.
and I think our audience would also like to know more about it. Like, what is this money sign basically?
See, MoneySign is it's a like a scientific assessment. It's a like a psychological assessment. Like it's a patented in India as well as in US also. So it's understand your psychology towards money, and it's much more higher than understanding your money also. Like to your money habits and all. Like how disciplined you are, how patient you are, how much curious you are, how stable you are. So I can understand like whether like we have 8 money signs. Like we have named with the animal. It's like you have zodiac sign,
Yeah.
and we have a money sign. Like suppose you are a tactical tiger, you are a vigilant turtle, or you can be persistent horse. A horse can have more patience. A tactical tiger will not have too much patience. He will grab the opportunity very fast. But the default rate of tactical tigers is much higher as compared to the persistent horse. So if you are taking too much risk, the default will be too much high.
Right. So that is how.
Yeah.
But you are able to judge that within the first meeting itself.
Yeah. So,
because every individual is very unique, different, and at times there are a lot of like different opinions within one family also. So how do you bring them on table like that?
Yeah. So very important. See, I'll tell you. The first process, we have a discovery meeting at One Finance. We understand, like in the discovery meeting, we understand the customer. What are the family scenarios, like who is the decision maker. If a husband is coming and wife is a decision maker, we tell both of them to come. If father is taking the decision maker, we tell the son, please come with your father. If an individual is a decision maker, we understand in detail what are the needs, what are the wants, what are the goals, and what is the current data. See, if you're going to a gym, if you are going to a personal trainer, you will give your height, length, your weight to understand, so that the gym instructor will understand the EMI part, BMI part and all. But he will understand more things from you also. So similarly, if you are going to a financial advisor, he will take all your financial data with regards to your assets, liabilities, income, expense, insurance. Generally, people say, why you require so much data? But if I don't know your data, how would I advise properly?
So like it is very necessary the customer should open up, and then only maybe the advisor may be able to advise him properly. But at times क्या होता है कि there is trust issue, थोड़ा सा credibility का issue होता है. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि the customer feels that थोड़े से biased decisions होते हैं. So ये सब scenario जब होता है तब at the same time how do you maintain that trust factor, the credit worthiness?
See, that's why we have opened this center. Like we are completing in September first year. Trust factor plays a very important when you're meeting in person. When you're meeting online, you will say, many online platforms are there, many online advisors are there. But you have a setup in a city like Thane, and if the customer is from Thane only, if you have a center, you can go to a center. Like think 10 years back, 15 years back, banks. Like now we trust banks because they have an office. They have an office in specific areas and all.
Right.
Similarly, for like that's why we are coming up with more centers. Like you can meet in person, because trust plays a very important part. See, I am meeting you first time, or if you are meeting me first time, the trust factor will be 10%, 20%. But similarly, once we start meeting on regular basis, on quarterly basis, yearly basis, half yearly basis, the trust factor will go and increase.
Right. How is the asset allocation which takes place at One Finance? Because at times क्या होता है, like एक लोगों का ये होता है कि if I go to any advisor, तो he'll only suggest me mutual fund, stock, तो he'll not suggest me real estate, gold या other जो investment options होते हैं वो. तो at times then they avoid and they take their own decisions. So how do you asset allocate?
See, now very important, we are into advisory, we are into hyper personalized advisory. So your asset allocation, my asset allocation will differ based on our goals, based on our priorities, and based on our money sign, our psychological assessment and all. So very important. See, if I'm your advisor, your asset allocation, if I am your investment advisor, I will definitely, sir, go for equity, go for mutual fund. Return वहाँ पे अच्छा मिलेगा. This is happening in the markets and all. But if I'm your holistic advisor, I will understand your goals, I will understand your priorities, then I will allocate your asset allocation in terms of equity, in terms of real estate, in terms of commodities, in terms of alternative assets and all, in terms of other debt instruments and all. So all like we diversify, diversification plays a very important. We are not focusing on concentration and part. We are focusing on diversification thing, and that's why we are doing asset allocation.
Like as you said, like 1,000 customers done so far in a year. So that has been a very good response, like within a year. So how has been their reaction? Like I'm sure they must be sharing a lot of testimonials with you, and some you may memorize today. Like you can share it with us. Like some may be very emotional also. So कुछ ऐसा है which you can share it with us?
See, we have a lot of customers who have visited the center, like, and many of our advisors visited customer place also, whichever is comfortable. People have shared their anxiety. People have shared their problems, like how they were missold by their RMs, their relationship managers, their advisors, and all. People were crying also during the discovery meeting as well as in the consultation meeting. They have problem in their families. Like people wants a home, but based on the cash flow, the advisor is saying, sir, don't go for home, but it will impact your monthly cash flows and all. People wants to go to Europe, but then we say, sir, Europe is too far in terms of cash flows. Better to go to Singapore or better to go to some other city or some other country and all. So people come up with their emotions. But as an advisor, from the advisory community, we have to understand that if the customer is saying, I want to go to Europe, I won't say that just go. I have to understand whether it is feasible or not, whether it's realistic or not. People say, I want to retire at 40. Arey boss, you can't retire at 40. You have to work till 60, then you can think of retirement. Because finally, what is happening, after seeing social media, after seeing many things and like reels and all, people just think, arey, kal kisne dekha hai? But there would be kal. Many people will be living and all. Retirement planning, like close to around 30 crores people, more than 30 crores people will be retiring by 2030. So major chunk people don't have funds in terms of retirements and all. Like if you like generally people say you should have 1 crore. 1 crore is also not enough. Like the way the inflation is going in terms of education, in terms of agriculture, in terms of food and all.
If like hypothetically, if I ask you, like if I have like 100 rupees, how that 100 rupees should be allocated, like how they have to be managed. Can you just
see, if I see the thumb rule, and if you have 100 rupees, you can invest 50%, 60% in equity, 20% in debt, and 10% you should keep in savings and all as for your emergency. But very important, I will check your habits, I will check your lifestyle. And very important, suppose your age is 25, but you are living an age of 35 based on the family financial responsibilities. So in some case, that 100 rupees will go to debt instruments only. In some case, that 100 rupees can go to equity also. And in some case, that 100 rupees can go to gold also. So it depends upon customer to customer, hyper personalized advisory. That plays a very. That's why we are not doing a workshop that where you can come and you can give your data and then we will give you a robo advisory thing or something. We are focusing on hyper personalized advisory thing. In-person meetings plays a very important role where we understand who are you, your needs, your priorities, then we guide.
I think this is a very long process. No? I think you may be taking a lot of time to understand the customer and then only advise. Like how that process is like.
So many customers come to us like One Finance. Like people think, arey, it's a financial company. They will be providing tips, stock tips and all. They come to us like, arey, do you want to give any tips before 3:30? This is not our business only. Like people come, we always say that if you have your full financial data, then you come to us. Like because once we have the financial data, we will understand and we will read the data. After giving the data also, we have our algorithms, we have our advisors, we have a quality check at One Finance. Then only we advise to the customer. So it takes time, it takes 2-3 days and depends upon the case to case basis.
So like people hardly have time like in a week and they have to like manage everything. So when they come here, will they find a one-stop solution to all their financial needs? Like all the products that are available here?
So see, we are not selling any product first of all. The main product which we have at One Finance is our advice. Financial advisory is our product. We are not selling any mutual fund. We are not selling any insurance. We are not selling any credit card also. But we give advice which is better, which is good for you as per asset allocation, as per your cash flows and all. See, we are open Monday to Sunday. Like on some mandatory days we are off.
Sunday also we are open.
Sunday we are also open. We have advisor team who are working on Monday to Sunday all days and all. So customer can come to Saturday, customer can come on Sunday, and it depends. Like customer can come to the center also, and we can also go to the customer place.
Right. Seeing the current scenario of India, like how India is growing, and overall, like we can see lot of things are happening here and there. Globalization is happening. India is growing. This is a growth story of India. Like, how would you advise the budding investors or budding people who are into their early 30s, like how they should see the roadmap, how they should draw a roadmap in order to have a good financial or disciplined life later on?
Very important. Like after COVID, what I have seen, like I have around 15 years of experience in the financial service industry. After COVID, I have seen that many investors, many young investors have made money. Made money because stock markets are outperformed. And during that time, people were watching TV and they were making money and all, after 2020 or something. But for young 30 people, early 30s or late 30s and all, very important, you have to think about long term. Don't think about short term. The major problem what we are seeing in individuals, they are thinking of short term. They are thinking where to spend money in the next 1 week, where to spend money in the next I want to travel, I want to spend money, I want to go to pubs and all. But think about long term. Think about long term in terms of your goals. Like if you have children, what about their education? What about your retirement? So wealth creation point, people are not thinking about wealth creation. People are just thinking about stock market. Short term में पैसा बन जाएगा, but you will not make money in the short term. I will tell you a fact. 95% of SIPs, which is systematic investment plans, के जो SIPs, 95% they get stopped within 5 years.
Oh.
Like suppose if you are an investor and if I see you have a lot of good money, I can't tell you कि आप 2 लाख की SIP start करो. You should start with a 2 lakh of SIP. I will make sure that I will start with 20,000. I will make sure that your habit will increase. Step up करेंगे. We will do step up and all. 20,000 to 40,000, 40,000 to 60,000. So step up investment plays a very important habit. Like as an advisor, we always say understand customer behavior and make sure that customer follow good habits.
Like in terms of like understanding the portfolio, like कई बार क्या होता है हम invest करते हैं पर at times we are unable to understand like क्या हमें क्या अच्छा returns दे रहा है. तो at One Finance do we also educate like क्या आपको कैसे रिटर्न्स कहाँ से मिल रहे हैं, कैसे और अच्छे मिल सकते हैं, like how is the constant dialogue with the customer?
See, very important in India and globally, people are talking about returns. I have got 12%, I have got 13%, and if you see cryptos, there can be 20-30% CAGR also. At One Finance, we always say कि returns is not the business, and as an individual, as a customer, you should not focus on returns. You should focus on your discipline. See, returns तो बनेंगे ही. But if you are disciplined with one of the asset class, and if you have stayed invested for next 30, 40 or 10, 15 years also, definitely you will make returns and all. The major problem is like consistency. Like people say, I have invested in equity. No, something happened in global economic and all. Markets are going down. I will sell my investments and all. I will close the FDs because I'm not happy with the banking services and all. So that consistency plays a very important. If you are consistent about any asset class, with regards to equity, with regards to real estate, with regards to gold, then hold it for long term. Think about long term.
What has been the core philosophy, like when you started this, and especially in Thane, so what was the philosophy like behind starting this? Like you saw there is a big vacuum, like people are very unaware, और वो educate करने की ज़रूरत थी. मतलब आपने कुछ ऐसा ऑब्जर्वेशन था? मतलब आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट हैव डन लॉट ऑफ रेकी, यू मस्ट हैव स्पोकन विद लॉट ऑफ पीपल. तो कहीं गैप दिख रहा था बिटवीन कस्टमर एंड एडवाइजर?
Like especially in Thane area, like I'm also from Thane. Like people have money, people are earning good amount of money, people have financial products also. But in terms of financial knowledge, which product is good for them? Suppose lot of people have ULIP, lot of people have endowment plans in terms of insurance, lot of people have term insurance, but term insurance of 1 crore only. And he's having a liability of 2 crore. So what is the use of 1 crore ka insurance? The liability, like to cover that insurance, he should have a insurance of 3 crore or something. So that is very, very important. We have find a gap. People have money, people spend money, people save money, but saving in only an FD is not giving a good return. So there was a big gap. And like the way Thane is growing, many people are coming from outside India also. From India also, like they are coming and they are stabling. Many companies are also coming. So lot of growth is there in Thane.
How are you seeing the consumption pattern? Like the consumption pattern have changed over a period of time. Like, are we more influenced by the Western investing and overall things? Like, how do you see this?
Yeah, see, consumption pattern plays a negative role in the cash flows. I like recently, soon I will be writing something on this consumption part also. See, the major part is like in India, FOMO, fear of missing out. Like people are talking like he's having this product. Why should I am not having that product. That is very, very important. See, consumption growth will come. Consumption growth will continue. More products will be coming. People will be going for more products. But finally, the base is like whether it's your need or a want. People have to justify ki whether you require for your necessity or whether you require for your want. What we do, like if someone wants to take a car, see, car can be a necessity. It can be a basic necessity, like and like which will give you your family fulfillment and all. But if you are going to a showroom and if you're taking a car which is out of your budget, then you have done a consumption. The growth number will increase for India and all, but it will impact your cash flows and all. So like generally what we say, like if you are going to a Kia showroom and if you are going for a Sonet and coming out with Seltos, so definitely your cash flows will be impacted.
Because car at times is very aspirational.
Yeah.
And at times like people का वो एक status symbol होता है.
Status symbol
कई बार
होता है,
होता है.
yes.
But then we have to see both the things, like
Yes.
like what we have and how we can spend accordingly. But ये कई बार बहुत difficult होता है, like to judge between the need and a want. मतलब because it's a very thin line between those two things. So
That's why the advisor plays a very important role. If you are taking a big decision in terms of cash flows, like whether you are taking a decision of 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees or 15 lakh rupees, then you should meet your advisor whether you should take this or not. Like if you're going for a property, how much loan you should take, how much EMI you should take, whether you should go for that property or not. That at One Finance, we are not focusing on only investments. We are focusing on cash flow, real estate planning, your liability planning, your estate planning, all the components we are covering.
Talking about car, even people are very confused at times कि 2 BHK लेना चाहिए या 3 BHK लेना चाहिए. And again, कौन से एरिया में लेना चाहिए, because location wise also the real estate prices keep shuffling. So this also kind of advice you give like to people.
Yeah. So see, as I told you, education plays a very important role in this financial advisory space. Like many customers come up with ki whether they should go for 2 BHK or 3 BHK and whether they should go for subvention scheme or normal scheme. So because they are not able to understand whether the price will be high in subvention scheme or price will be low in the normal scheme and all. So we guide them, we give detailed reports. Like we have done a lot of research for Thane area also, as well as we are doing for Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore areas in terms of real estate, whether you should invest or whether you should, like whether you're investing for your returns or whether you're investing for like you are staying for that rest. So we are doing the real estate part also.
But are we seeing real estate as a like an investment option? Like also like if one has a home, like again he should invest in a second home maybe, or do a more investment in real estate. Like what is your take on this?
See, very important. It depends upon your overall asset allocation, and it depends upon your goals. Suppose if you have already a real estate in terms of your home, and if you are inclined towards कि मेरे को real estate ही लेना है, an advisor will understand the need, whether you require that real estate for like in terms of rental yielding, like the yield is good or you will be getting more appreciation and all, then the advisor will definitely say, "Ha, sir, go ahead for that." Otherwise, if we see from our research कि नहीं, this project is like the area is not getting appreciated and all, and you are getting hardly a 0.5% rental yield and all, so it's better not to go ahead and better to go some other asset class. So it depends upon customer to customer, and finally it depends upon needs.
Okay, because there is a trend we are seeing, like most of the youngsters now, millennial, who have just settled, they prefer staying on rent, and because they don't want to take such a big liability at a very early stage of their life. But how long one should stay on rent and one should buy a property?
I generally believe that if you can afford, you should always have one home. You can stay on rent. See, economy wise, if you are paying an EMI and if you're doing a rent, economy wise, like your rent is more suitable in most of the cases in Mumbai area, Thane area and all. But I always believe that you should have a home. Always see कि short term में you can stay in rent, but long term में post retirement or during the retirement phase and all, you should have a home, because last moment पे how much changes you will be doing it and all. People think that I should have a home in Lonavala, I will be staying rent in Mumbai, but But yeah, then you have to make sure that whether after retirement you are going to Lonavala or not. If you're staying in Mumbai, then better to have a home in Mumbai only.
So, and what is your take on commodity market? Like अगर गोल्ड ले या बाकी कमोडिटीज ले, उसका कितना पार्ट होना चाहिए अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट में? बिकॉज उसके बारे में थोड़ा अवेयरनेस कम है, या फिर कई बार थोड़ा सी बहुत कंफ्यूजन भी होते हैं लोगों के मन में.
Generally, gold or silver as an asset class from the commodities side. People say gold, they have traditionally, we have gold in our home from like grandfather, they have a lot of gold, and now people have curiosity in terms of golds. Like recently, government have stopped SGBs and all, but from 2015, SGBs have run up a lot, like in terms of, and as well as the gold prices globally also. So gold as an asset class is very, very important. Everyone should have some gold in the portfolio, in the overall asset allocation portfolio, like gold, silver. Generally, people say, gold, I will take it. I will take it of 10,000 rupees and I will take equity of 1 lakh rupees. So this ratio is wrong. What you are allocating to a gold of 10,000 and you are allocating 1 lakh to an equity. So this ratio is wrong. So it's better. You should focus on proper asset allocation.
Right.
Either you divide it, either you make it 30-30-30. So asset allocation plays a very important, but definitely one should have a gold in the portfolio.
मतलब कई बार क्या होता है कि ये भी एक डिस्कशन होता है हमेशा कि लाइक रियल एस्टेट मार्केट भी इतना वोलेटाइल नहीं होता है, या फिर गोल्ड मार्केट भी इतना वोलेटाइल नहीं होता, बट अगर स्टॉक मार्केट बात करें तो इट इज़ वेरी वोलेटाइल एट टाइम. मतलब इट मेक्स पीपल मोर एंग्शियस. What is your take on that?
Before One Finance, I had worked in an organization who deals in stock markets and all. I was heading research in some of the companies. Stock market is volatile. See, globally, if you see, Nikhil, most of the banks and global countries, they are not investing in equities. They have around 10-20% in equities. Mostly they have investments in real estate, they have investments in equity, gold, they have investment in debt instruments. So if they have a lot of money, why should they are not investing? Right. They also understand that equity is very volatile. During COVID, we have seen people have made money, but just before COVID, people have lost also. Like during the March 2020 and all, because the Nifty went from 12,000 to 7,000 something. So people have seen a lot of cases, people have lost 80%. People are talking about small caps, people are talking about mid caps. But what are the drawdown, what are the risk factors are involved? People are not seeing that because everyone wants to chase return. Right. My friend has got 12%, I will go for 15% or I will go for 12%. But that 12-15% will take your patience. Will take 5 years, 7 years. Every economic cycle changes in 7 years. So you don't expect, if you have got return within 2 years, you have a luck. I always say you have a luck. Returns will take time.
एंड अगेन एक बहुत फेमस कहावत है कि मनी सेव्ड इज मनी अर्नड, एंड सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज टैक्सेशन. वी आर ऑल्सो इन द सीजन ऑफ टैक्सेशन currently. So how do you advise people in terms of taxation, their ITR filings, and how you make them more frugal?
So very important. See, tax planning is also a very important component of holistic financial planning. So, and generally people say, tax planning, I have my TDS, my employer had deducted the TDS. Why should I go for ITR filing? But ITR filing is very, very important. So at One Finance, we do tax planning and we do ITR filing services, where an individual can come, submit their documents, and when we do ITR filing and all. But ITR filing is very, very important from economy point of view. Like last year, the total ITR numbers were close to around 7-8 crores. But this year, I'm expecting this would be around 11 to 12 crores. People will be doing ITR filing and all. ITR filing is very, very important. Suppose your employer has deducted a TDS and you have you have got the salary, but if you are eligible for deduction point of view, if you are under the bracket of salary, like suppose 12 lakhs, if your salary is below 12 lakhs and if your employer has deducted TDS, then you can claim through income tax ITR. Through ITR you can claim it and then you can get the refund. So ITR filing is very, very important.
But what are the other common mistakes like people often do in taxation? Like मतलब कई बार होता है कि बाद में भी realize अरे ये नहीं करना, वो करना था. अभी then there is a old regime, new regime, ये सब भी चीजें होती है.
Very important. After this old and new regime, we have seen many people are doing ELSS schemes. They are continuing with the investments in terms of ELSS and all. But under the new regime, you can get a deduction in ELSS under ATCL. But in the new regime, you won't be getting ELSS. So better to stop it. So that is very common mistakes. People are doing LIC premium for ATC deductions, but they are not able to claim under new regime and all. So all these silly mistakes people are doing it. And in terms of awareness, many people don't know what is old, what is new, how they are getting benefit. And like under the new regime, corporate NPS plays a very important part, which is very good instrument in terms of retirement. And no one is promoting in India. I will tell you, no one is able to promote because there is no commission in that.
Okay.
If you want to promote a financial product in India, they and a distributor will say, "Arey, what I will get it." But in NPS, which is a very good product for retirement, people are not promoting it because they are not getting commission.
Right.
So that's why we are focusing on NPS also. You should always, if you have a good cash flows, you should focus on NPS for your retirement.
So, like as we know, like money saved is money earned, and taxation is very important. Like ITR filing abhi chal raha hai. So, how do you advise people in terms of filing their taxes and all? Because at times there is a lot of confusion, especially abhi old regime tha, new regime आया. तो ये आप कैसे देखते हो ये सब?
See, tax planning is very important and very important from holistic point of view, holistic financial point. Key people ignore tax planning, and if they ignore tax planning, ITR filing also they ignore.
Right.
Suppose if you are earning 50,000 rupees or if you are earning 5 lakh rupees, if your employer has deducted a TDS, and if you are not claiming, if you want to claim that money, you should file your ITR. And many people ignore it, and they are not going for refund and all. So we always say you should go for ITR filing. Like last year, in terms of numbers, close to around 7 to 8 crores people have filed ITR in India. And this time I'm expecting this will go to around 12 crores.
Oh. So at times we see कि कई बार मिस सेलिंग बहुत होता है प्रोडक्ट्स का कि many products people buy ऐसे ही like they get influenced, they see lot of ads here and there, maybe on WhatsApp, social media, etc. तो इससे क्या होता है आगे चल के then they like regret कि अरे ये क्यों मैंने buy किया. तो how do you alert them? एक awareness इसके बारे में आपने कैसे create किया है?
So the first awareness ad like which One Finance has done on social media in 2022, I remember it was a Googie ad. And it was related to mis-selling only, that how the products are mis-sold to the customers. See, it's not about that we are telling ki banks, RMs are bad, they are mis-selling products and all. They are getting targets and all. So they are getting targets and they are doing their jobs in terms of running their families and all. But the major problem is that individuals has to see ki whether they are taking the product which is good for them or which is not good for them. And what is happening, like we are coming up with missold series also on One Finance YouTube channel, where we are covering that how mis-selling is happening in terms of products. Like ULIP is missold in terms of financial product. Complex products are sold in terms of FDs and all. So we have a lot of customers who are coming on our channel who are doing the documentary part and all, who is part of documentary. They'll be talking about how products are missold. So see, you have a product, I'm talking to a people that you have a wrong product. So this will not impact the other people and all. So that is very, very important. But mis-selling plays a very important, like the main reason behind One Finance, like we have Godrej lockers in Thane Center. If you are Thane Center, we have Godrej safety lockers. If you are going to a bank, if you are going for a locker, they will say, either you should go for FD, either you should go for ULIP, either you should go for mutual fund. They will sell you a product. But at One Finance, if you are coming, we have a Godrej safety lockers, and across all centers in India, we'll be having a Godrej lockers, and you can come and you can take.
This is something new which I've heard for the first time. That's a good service for Thane.
See, this will create the trust factor also. If you can come, like you are going to a financial advisory company where you can meet your advisor, you can keep your safe things also.
Right. So as far as Thane is concerned, like Thane is very vibrant. कुछ ना कुछ happening Thane में होता रहता है. And I'm sure you are doing a lot of activities with Thanekars as well. So can you tell us few of them, like what all activities we have done and how was the response overall?
In the last 1 year, we have done a lot of activities in terms of workshops we have done with many societies in terms of financial well-being, from the financial well-being point of view. We have launched Thane Society Premier League. We have done 2 seasons and we have called around 8 to 10 societies in each season, where we have educated in terms of what is right in terms of financial planning, and we have done campaigns in terms of Zepto, and we have and some other vendors and all. So because awareness and education plays a very important part, so that all activities we have done in last 1 year, and soon we will be focusing more on workshops and all with Thane societies.
But how has been the overall interaction, like when Thanekars must be coming to you. You know the pulse of Thane.
Yeah.
Now you being a Thanekar
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Like, वो क्या आपको एक नजर आता है? Like, what do you observe in them?
Very important, learning. People are ready to learn. So that is very, very important. And we are also happy that if a customer or if an individual is coming and if you are telling to a customer about this concept, about this product, about this advisory and all, they are ready to learn. They're ready to learn new things. So that is very, very important. See, generally what is happening now, as an individual, we already have a baggage. We already have a baggage of financial product. We already have a baggage of advisory and all. But if you're ready to learn new things, ki what is NPS, what is SGBs, what is asset allocation, what is liability planning, then definitely your finances will improve. You are ready to move to a financial well-being stage and all.
The demograph of your customers, like what type of segment of customers are actually visiting here? Like youngsters, middle-aged, or retired? Like how is it? Like any particular profile? Like maybe doctors or industrialists, businessmen? How is it?
So we have mix of customers, like a young people, young guy is also coming, a retired uncle is also coming, doctors, professionals are also coming, a mix of bunch. Like the average age, if I talk about, is between 30 to 40 something and all. And the very important, the person who is having some financial product, the person who is earning, the person who is going to earn, they are coming with their problem, ki whether I am starting my earning, how should I do for my expenses, how should I go for my investments and all. If the person is already having the money, how should he go for investments, how should he go for liabilities, and the person who is already have accumulated good amount of wealth in terms of retirement and all, how should he deploy in some different asset classes.
At times, doctors have very less time. They're very busy. So how do you advise doctors specifically? Any particular advice?
From financial advisory point of view, now we always say that you have to come 3 months, quarterly, half yearly, or yearly basis. You don't have to meet your advisor on daily basis, because we are not giving you a regular tips or a stock market tips like which is happening in the industry and all. We are telling you can come on yearly basis also, just to see whether it's right or wrong, whether the salary which you have got increased from your employer, whether it's deployed in the right direction or not. So like a very good example, like doctors, they have less time. So we say ki once a quarter or once in 6 months you can come, you can meet your advisors. And it depends upon financial thing also. If is there a financial event in your family, in your, like in terms of any emergency, in terms of any demise, then definitely you should go to your advisor. Like now this event has happened, I would be requiring this much of funds. Whether should I liquidate from equity, whether should I liquidate from FD, whether should I liquidate from other asset class. This is very important. If you have any important event in your family with regards to finances, definitely you should meet your advisor.
Okay, and since we're completing a year now and we are gearing up for the next year,
Yeah.
so what are your plans, future plans, how it is going to be?
Future plans in terms of financial planning centers, like we are completing first year, soon we'll be launching in Hyderabad, then we are going to Bangalore, we are going to Pune, we are coming up with centers in NCR region also. So all across India we are coming up with centers. So slowly and steadily we will be going it for financial planning centers, because as I told you in the starting only, in-person connect plays a very important part. The way we are talking to from last 1 hour in this session, the same way the customer and the advisor, they are talking, they are meeting, they are discussing their real life issues which the customer is facing.
And I think that is very important.
That is very,
because-
very, see, emotional connect, behavior, understanding customer behavior plays a very important part. So it's not about that we are educating to the customers also. We are this is the new industry in India in terms of holistic financial planning. If you see globally, you will see ki US mein there are a lot of financial advisors, and in India, like when we launched One Finance 3-4 years back, we were running short of advisors also. So we are creating advisors also. So we are creating advisors, like all the advisors we have, they are qualified people. Like for doctors, MBBS, MD is very, very important. We have qualified, like our advisors are NISM 10-8NB, which is a specified course by SEBI. We have CAs, we have QPFP, all the advisors are qualified, and qualified people is giving the advice.
Lastly, I would like to ask you, like, what particular advice you would like to give Thanekars, because Thanekars must be watching this video in big numbers. So
I always say, like, if you are going to a doctor or if you are going to a financial advisor, don't get scared. First of all, people have problem. We know that people have problem in terms of personal finance, but people get scared. If I go to my advisor, he will find some issues and he will tell me to correct it. But very important, you should meet your advisor. You should go to an advisor. So I request all the Thanekars that we have a center at Ghodbandar Road, So you can come and you can meet and you can see how we are doing, how holistic financial planning plays a very important part in overall financial planning. See, this will impact your generations also. Like if you have a good knowledge in terms of finances, that how financial planning plays a very important part, this will impact to your kids also, and this will impact to your societies also.
Right.
So that is very, very important. I request everyone, please visit the centers. Advisors are available Monday to Sunday. You can come at any time.
सो इट वॉज ग्रेट इंटरॅक्टिंग विथ यू मिस्टर अखिल अँड आय एम शुअर की तुम्हालाही खूप ह्यातनं शिकायला मिळालं असेल, कारण बऱ्याच गोष्टी आहेत ज्या आपल्या नव्याने आज कळल्या. ह्यांच्याकडे लॉकरची देखील सुविधा आहे, ही फार मोठी गोष्ट आहे, कारण आजकाल लॉकर बरेचदा मिळत नाहीत आपल्याला. आणि अनेक गोष्टी आहेत, जसं त्यांनी म्हटलं की प्रोडक्ट आणि सर्व्हिसेस विकण्यामध्ये ते नाही आहेत, दे आर मोर इन टू ॲडवाईज. आणि त्यामुळे फार अनबायस्ड आणि असा एक चांगला ऑथेंटिक ॲडवाईस जर आपल्याला हवा असेल तर नक्की या वन फायनान्स सेंटरला आपण सर्वांनी भेट द्यावी. मी तुर्तास इथेच थांबतो. असंच ठाणोचा पॉडकास्ट बघत राहा, नवीन लोकांना आपण असेच भेटत राहू. तुर्तास मी इथेच थांबतो. धन्यवाद.